You know that feeling, right? When you're stuck in a customer service loop and you just feel like you're talking to a brick wall? Well, today we are diving deep into a ticket-selling fiasco that, honestly, has some major lessons for every single one of us.
Just look at this number for a second. $747. This isn't just some random figure. Nope. This is the exact amount that became the center of a 5-month-long battle between one customer and a massive company.
And that's the real kicker. This was a fee StubHub explicitly promised wouldn't even exist. So what happens when a company makes a promise and then just breaks it?
All right, let's start at the beginning with that broken promise and the story behind it.
So meet Ellen Kwan-Portal. She was super excited, bought 3 tickets to see Adele in Las Vegas. But then the concert got postponed. Bummer, right? So she decided to just resell them on StubHub, the same place she bought them. Seems simple enough.
And this right here is the crucial moment. StubHub actually sent Ellen an email, a written promise, you guys, assuring her that because of the whole postponement situation, the usual seller fees would be waived. She had it in black and white.
But then, well, you can probably guess what happened. When her tickets finally sold, she looked at her payout and saw a massive chunk missing. That $747 fee they promised to waive, yeah, they charged her anyway. Just like that, the promise was broken.
And that one charge kicked off what I can only describe as a 5-month odyssey, just to get her money back.
I mean, this timeline is just wild. She calls them the moment it happens, back in September. For the next 3 months, October, November, December, she's on the phone with agents who kept admitting it was a mistake, but did absolutely nothing to fix it. By the time January rolled around, 5 months later, she'd hit a complete wall.
You can just feel the frustration in her words here, can't you? It's that classic corporate runaround. Yep, we see the problem. Oh yeah, we're definitely working on it. But at the end of the day, month after month, they still had her money.
So how on earth does something like this even happen? Well, it all comes down to a clash between a direct promise and a policy that's buried deep in the fine print.
So on one hand, you've got the promise, a crystal clear email sent directly to the customer saying, hey, no fees for you. That feels pretty solid, doesn't it?
But then you've got the policy. Hidden away in StubHub's terms of service is this little gem of a clause that basically says they can change their fees whenever they want, for whatever reason, at their sole and absolute discretion. And that, my friends, is the trap. So here's the big lesson. An email from a customer service rep and the company's official legal document can say 2 totally opposite things. And you can bet which one they're going to try to hide behind.
Now, this all sounds pretty discouraging, I know, but Ellen's story actually gives us a fantastic roadmap for how to fight back. So let's open up that consumer toolkit.
Look, Ellen made a ton of phone calls, and we all do it. But here's the thing. A verbal promise is basically worthless. There's just no way to prove it was ever made. That written email she had, that was everything. It was the crucial piece of evidence, the key that would unlock this whole case. So if you ever find yourself in a spot like this, here's your game plan. First, always create a paper trail. Email, email, email. If that's not working, don't be afraid to escalate. A short, polite email to a company executive can work wonders. Still nothing? File a complaint with your state's attorney general. And for smaller amounts like this, small claims court is a very real, very powerful option.
And you know, the best defense is a good offense. Try to protect yourself beforehand. I know it's a pain, but scan the fine print. Always use a credit card. You get way better consumer protections. And if you can, just buy tickets straight from the box office and skip these third-party headaches altogether.
So, after all that, how did Ellen's story finally end? Let's get to the good part, the refund. After 5 months of getting absolutely nowhere, a consumer advocate stepped in. They reached out to StubHub armed with one simple but incredibly powerful weapon, that original email, the one where StubHub promised to waive the fees.
And would you believe it, suddenly everything changed. After 5 months of stalling, the problem was solved in just 5 days. The full $747 was refunded. It just goes to show you, having the right proof and putting pressure on the right spot makes all the difference.
In the end, Ellen's final thought on the whole thing just says it all. She got her money back, sure, but the stress and the time she wasted, it was just totally unnecessary. It really shouldn't have been this hard.
And that kind of leaves us with this one big question, right? Their fine print was used to delay everything, but it was their direct promise that ultimately forced them to do the right thing. So I'll just leave you with this to chew on. When a company's policy and its promise are in direct conflict, which one do you think should really matter more?